Welcome to the podcast.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the British Accent Podcast, the place where you can learn natural English through real conversations and daily life topics. I'm Emily.
And I'm Nick. It's great to have you with us again. Today, we're talking about something that everyone can relate to, your morning routine. We'll go through how to talk about your mornings in English, from waking up to eating breakfast and heading out for the day.
Yes, and what's great about this topic is that it's part of everyone's daily life. Talking about your routine is one of the most common things people do when learning English. It helps you practice verbs, time expressions, and even sentence flow.
Exactly. So, let's start from the very beginning, waking up. You can say, I wake up at 7 o'clock, or I usually wake up early. If you want to talk about getting out of bed, you can say, I get up at 7:30. Notice the difference. Wake up means you stop sleeping, but get up means you actually leave the bed.
That's such a common mistake for learners. Many people say, I wake up at 7 and go to work, but they actually mean I get up at 7. So it's good to know that difference. And then, what's next?
Usually, after getting up, you might say, I go to the bathroom, or I brush my teeth. You can also say, I wash my face, or I take a shower. A simple way to describe it is, after I get up, I take a shower and brush my teeth.
Right. And after that, a lot of people prepare for the day. They get dressed, do their hair, or check their phone. You can say, I get dressed, or I choose what to wear. If you want to be more specific, you can say, I put on my shirt and jeans, or I wear my school uniform.
Then, breakfast time. You can say, I make breakfast, or I have breakfast at 8 o'clock. Some people say, I eat toast and eggs, or I drink coffee in the morning. You could also say, I usually have cereal and milk, or I sometimes skip breakfast if I'm in a hurry.
That's true. And here's a natural tip. In English, we usually say have breakfast instead of eat breakfast. So instead of I eat breakfast at 7, it's more natural to say, I have breakfast at 7.
Good point. And if you're talking about what you drink, you can say, I have a cup of coffee, or I drink a glass of orange juice. It's all part of your daily routine.
Then, after breakfast, you might get ready to go out. For example, I pack my bag. Or, I check my schedule. You could also say, I get ready to leave for work. Or, I get ready to go to school.
Yes, and the phrase get ready is really useful. It can mean brushing your hair, putting on your shoes, or just preparing everything you need before leaving home. For example, I get ready and leave the house at 8:30.
Exactly. And when you're about to leave, you can say, I put on my shoes, or I grab my keys and my bag. You can also say, I lock the door, or I head to work. The phrase head to is a natural way to say go to. So you can say, I head to work, I head to school, or I head out.
That's right. And if you take transportation, you can say, I take the bus, I drive to work, or I walk to school. For example, I take the train every morning, or I walk to work because it's close to my house.
And if you want to describe your whole morning, you can connect everything together. For example, I wake up at 7, take a shower, have breakfast, and then leave for work at 8:30. That's a perfect short summary of your morning routine.
Yes, that's a great way to practice connecting actions using and then, after that, or before. For example, before I go to work, I make coffee, or after I take a shower, I get dressed. Those time connectors make your English sound smoother and more natural.
Exactly. And describing your morning routine is not only good for speaking practice, it's also great for writing and thinking in English. You can even make it a daily habit to describe your mornings in your own words.
That's such a helpful exercise. So, in the next part, let's talk about how to make your morning routine sound even more natural and fluent in conversation, how to use adverbs, frequency expressions, and details that make it sound like real English.
So when you talk about your morning routine, it's good to add some frequency expressions, words that show how often you do something. For example, I always wake up early, I usually have coffee, I sometimes go for a run, or I never skip breakfast. These small words, always, usually, sometimes, never, make your sentences sound more complete and natural.
Exactly. And you can also use adverbs like quickly, slowly, quietly, or immediately to describe how you do things. For instance, I quickly get dressed, or I quietly leave the house because my family is still sleeping. These kinds of details paint a clear picture of your morning.
That's right. And don't forget the small linking words that help connect ideas smoothly. Instead of just saying, I wake up, I brush my teeth, I eat breakfast, you can say, I wake up, and then I brush my teeth. After that, I make breakfast. It sounds more fluent, just like how native speakers talk.
Another good one is before and after. For example, before I leave for work, I feed my cat, or after I shower, I get dressed. Using these time expressions helps your listener understand the order of your actions.
Let's make a longer example together. You could say, I usually wake up at 6:30. I get up and open the curtains. Then I go to the bathroom, wash my face, and brush my teeth. After that, I take a shower and get dressed. I normally have a light breakfast, just some toast and a cup of tea. Before I leave the house, I check my phone and pack my bag. Finally, I put on my shoes and head to work.
That's perfect. It sounds natural, detailed, and fluent. And notice that Emily used different sentence connectors, then, after that, before, finally. These make the story of your morning easy to follow and more interesting to listen to.
Also, learners often forget to use the right verbs for small actions. For example, make the bed means to arrange your blanket and pillows. Get dressed means to put on clothes. Brush your teeth is with a toothbrush, not wash your teeth. And take a shower is better than make a shower. These small details are important for sounding natural.
That's true. And if you want to sound even more native, you can add phrases that express your feelings in the morning. For example, I hate waking up early, or I feel sleepy until I drink my coffee. You can also say, I love listening to music while I get ready, or I need some quiet time in the morning. It makes your English sound more personal and real.
Yes, and you can also mention what you do while having breakfast. For instance, I check my email while I eat, or I watch the news on TV. Using while is a great way to show two actions happening at the same time.
Right. Here's another example. I listen to podcasts while I drive to work, or I scroll through social media while I drink my coffee. These are exactly the kinds of sentences you hear from native speakers describing their daily habits.
And depending on your lifestyle, your morning might include exercise. You can say, I go jogging every morning, or I do yoga before breakfast. If you don't exercise, you could say, I just stretch for a few minutes, or I don't have time to exercise in the morning.
Yes, and for people who commute, there are many useful expressions, too. I take the train to work, I catch the bus at 7:30, or I drive through heavy traffic. You can even add feelings, I enjoy the quiet time on the train, or I hate being stuck in traffic.
Adding these emotions and habits makes your English more expressive. And you can describe your mornings during weekends too. For example, on weekends, I wake up later and make pancakes. Or I stay in bed and read a book. It's a nice contrast to weekday routines.
That's a great idea. Talking about differences between weekdays and weekends helps you practice tenses and new vocabulary. For instance, during the week, I wake up early, but on weekends, I sleep in. The phrase sleep in means to wake up later than usual, something everyone enjoys.
Exactly. So whether your mornings are fast and busy or calm and relaxed, you can describe them easily with these expressions. And the more you practice describing your routine, the more confident and fluent you'll sound in everyday English conversations.
Right. And soon, we'll explore how to talk naturally about your evening routine, what you do after work or school, from dinner to bedtime, so you can describe your whole day fluently in English.
Before we finish today's episode, let's quickly put everything together in one smooth example, so you can hear how a complete morning routine sounds in natural English.
Sure, let's do it. You could say, I usually wake up at 7 o'clock. I get up, take a shower, and brush my teeth. Then I make some coffee and have breakfast, usually toast and eggs. While I eat, I check my messages or listen to the news. After that, I get dressed, pack my bag, and leave the house around 8. I walk to the station and take the train to work.
That sounds really natural, simple, clear, and just like something you'd hear from a native speaker. You can change the details to match your own life, of course, but the structure is perfect for everyday conversations.
Exactly. And once you've mastered how to describe your morning, it becomes much easier to talk about other parts of your day, like your afternoon, your evening, or even your weekend plans.
Thanks so much for joining us today on the British Accent Podcast. Keep practicing how to describe your daily routines. It's a great way to build fluency and confidence in English.
We'll continue this in our next episode, where we'll move on to more daily life conversations to help you sound natural and confident.
Until then, keep learning, keep speaking, and enjoy practicing your English every day.